Welcome to a battlefield of minds. Two grandmasters face off where every move cuts like a sword. One mistake, and it's over. This isn't just chess, it's war disguised as strategy. Let's dive in, move by move, into this epic clash. Wesley So opens with d4, a confident strike in the center, planting his flag and demanding control of the battlefield. Mads Andersen responds with d5, firm and classical, declaring he will meet Wesley head-on in a symmetrical fight. Wesley pushes c4. The Queen's Gambit emerges, testing Andersen's resolve with a sharp invitation to break the balance. Andersen replies with cheeks. The Slav Defense rises like an iron wall, solid and unyielding. Wesley develops nc3. Another piece joins the front line, tightening the pressure on the d5 pawn. Andersen calmly brings out nf6. The knight guards his stronghold, ready to counter any premature thrust. Wesley plays nf3. Harmony in motion, both knights stand as twin sentinels guarding the heart of the board. Andersen chooses X, closing the chain, reinforcing the center, preparing for a quiet storm. Wesley fires bg5. The bishop pins the knight, whispering threats of long-term discomfort for black. Andersen pushes h6. A small but fierce pawn, chasing away the bishop's ambitions. Wesley retreats to bh4. The bishop yields ground but keeps the pin, like a sniper still locked on target. Andersen breaks symmetry with dxec4. The center explodes, and the Slav begins to bare its teeth. Wesley responds e4. He strikes immediately, claiming the open ground with bold confidence. Andersen pushes g5, a daring, almost reckless lunge, showing he's not afraid to brawl. Wesley calmly drops bg3. His bishop slides back, waiting for the moment when overextension costs its price. Andersen plays b5. His queenside pawns march forward like a siege engine, rolling to the gates. Wesley develops b2, securing his position, preparing to castle before the storm hits. Andersen replies bip7, a cold aim from the long diagonal, sharpening his artillery toward the center. Wesley castles kingside. The monarch takes shelter, his army now free to strike. Andersen develops nbd7. The knights assemble like guards, closing ranks around the general. Wesley jumps nef5, a knight in enemy territory, staring directly into Andersen's defenses. Andersen plays bj7. The bishop joins the fray, guarding the dark squares and watching for counterplay. Wesley captures nsd7. The white knight trades its life to weaken the cohesion of black's camp. Andersen recaptures nsd7, balance restored, but his structure begins to feel a little heavy. Wesley develops bdx. That bishop pierces deep into the position, eyeing future tactical chaos. Andersen pushes e6. Cautious reinforcement, preparing to support his advancing pawns. Wesley plays f4. The board cracks open, as both sides prepare for a full-scale pawn storm. Andersen answers b4. The first clash of steel on the queenside, control shifts with every heartbeat. Wesley captures bx b4. The bishop tears through, removing the key pawn and exposing the front. Andersen responds QB6. His queen swoops in, counter-attacking with menace along the dark files. Wesley slides ba3, pulling back, aiming his long-range weapon straight at Andersen's weak squares. Andersen plays QXD4. The black queen lunges forward, snatching a pawn and tasting blood. Wesley answers QC2, a calm regrouping, challenging the intruder while keeping his formation tight. Andersen continues C5, pressing the center, trying to create a storm before white consolidates. Wesley develops F-Don. The rook enters the scene, its eye fixed on the enemy queen. Andersen shifts K5. The queen retreats elegant and deadly, preparing to pivot elsewhere. Wesley plays BXC4, reclaiming material and re-establishing full control of the position. Andersen replies QE7, a quiet breath before the next clash, keeping the board under surveillance. Wesley jumps Netu, repositioning for defense and perhaps a hidden kingside plan. Andersen castles kingside, safety at last, though his fortress looks more fragile than before. Wesley develops Raccoon, doubling potential pressure on the c-file, his rooks ready to roll. Andersen responds F-Date, matching power with power, refusing to yield the file. Wesley plays B3, reinforcing his pawns and preparing the bishops for coordinated fire. Andersen counters Racect. The rooks now face each other like rival warlords over the same battlefield. Wesley maneuvers Inga 3. The knight eyes 5, sharpening its blade for the kingside. Andersen plays B5, a bold central stand, offering both defense and threat in one stroke. Wesley shifts BB2, calmly redirecting, his long-range vision reaching the other flank. Andersen captures BXB2, exchanging bishops to relieve the mounting pressure. Wesley recaptures QXBD2, queen-to-queen dual territory now, tension thick as fog. Andersen plays K5, subtle repositioning, probing the defenses once more. Wesley answers QA2, refusing to blink, shadowing every move of the black queen. Andersen develops Nbite, retreating, perhaps dreaming of a reroute to stronger squares. Wesley slides QH5. His queen inches closer to the king. Danger now very real. Andersen defends QF6. The queens lock eyes, a silent duel before the explosion. Wesley plays B2. Patient precision, building pressure piece by piece. Andersen responds ADV4. The rook storms forward, ready to disrupt the coordination. Wesley replies Air D3, reinforcing the ranks, anticipating the clash ahead. Andersen jumps in 7. His knight finally finds life again, seeking counterplay. Wesley answers IRDC3, doubling rooks with deadly accuracy, tightening the noose. Andersen plays Air-Date, holding the line, every move now a test of endurance. Wesley's queen glides QF3, eyes flashing toward the enemy king. Andersen trades QESF3, forced to exchange, hoping to ease the pressure. Wesley captures RXF3, his rook stands dominant in the center, hungry for blood. Andersen plays F5, pushing his last hope on the queen side, desperate measures. Wesley calmly re3, repositioning for the kill, machine-like precision. Andersen responds, b6, trying to bring his bishop back into the fight. Wesley advances, f3, steady preparation, clearing lines for his final assault. Andersen centralizes fight. The king joins the defense, late but necessary. Wesley jumps, n4, stealth movement. The knight prepares for its heroic return. Andersen plays rebite, eyeing counterplay, down the open file. Wesley activates kf2, connecting rooks, uniting the last pieces for the final push. Andersen strikes 5, a counterblow, wild and dangerous, but maybe too late. Wesley captures x5, clean and decisive, stripping black's last pawn chain. Andersen answers x5, clinging to tension, though his structure now trembling. Wesley plays re6, the rook lunges deep, knives out for the bishop on d5. Andersen defends b5, holding by a thread, every piece sweating under pressure. Wesley sacrifices rx6, a shocking blow. The rook tears open the king side like thunder. Andersen grabs, bx b3. Counterattack and panic, but the tide is turning red. Wesley answers a3, knight joins the feast, aiming straight at f5 and the heart of black's king. Andersen pushes fewer, a desperate pawn thrust to buy one more breath. Wesley plays na4, cold precision, now both knights and rooks converge like hunters. Andersen captures x4, stealing a pawn but exposing his camp to annihilation. Wesley moves r7, the rook menaces, fangs bared toward c7. Andersen plays d4, scrambling to cover every hole, chaos reigns. Wesley captures nxe5, his knight slices through, eliminating black's defenses. Andersen recaptures nxe5. Forced exchange, but his position crumbles. Wesley checks rxe5. Rook dominates the 5th rank, pure control. Andersen plays f4, still dreaming of counterplay that no longer exists. Wesley captures rxc5, ripping apart the kingside shield entirely. Andersen responds rbdite. His last rook rushes to defense, but the walls are falling. Wesley activates r5, the check echoes like a battle horn through the ruins. Andersen steps gate. The king flees, chased by ghosts of fallen pawns. Wesley repositions ra4. The rook hunts again, refusing to relent. Andersen plays raid7, doubling rooks to form a fragile shield. Wesley pushes rg4 etu. Relentless pursuit, Andersen's king gasps for air. Andersen blocks rg7, barely holding, but cracks are everywhere. Wesley trades rgs4. One rook falls, but white's army is still overwhelming. Andersen captures reg4, exchanging under pressure, hoping to simplify. Wesley slides rb7, rook penetration achieved, The 7th rank is his domain. Andersen plays bc4, a fleeting counterattack, one last spark in the dark. Wesley calmly moves kg7. The king steps aside, utterly unshaken. Andersen develops rd4, still trying to cling to coordination. Wesley pushes bc2, bringing his last bishop back into killing position. Andersen plays rd7, bracing for impact, every piece trembling. Wesley replies rd2, setting traps precision everywhere. Andersen brings beboten, his bishop hides, like a ghost of lost power. Wesley continues rd2. The rook consolidates, victory in sight. Andersen plays beboten again, a repetition born of despair. Wesley reinforces bd3. Complete domination. Every white piece sings in harmony. Andersen responds, rd7, delay of the inevitable. Wesley centralizes k2. The king marches up, sealing the victory with authority. Andersen resigns after k2. The final curtain falls. Wesley So claims the win in masterful fashion. The video ends here. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your time. Please don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe to the channel to support me. Thank you again, everyone. See you in the next video.